Okay, so here we are. In 2 weeks, we got to have this airplane in St. Petersburg, so time's running out. This last weekend, we moved the hull from the wood shop. We got it out of the jig, flipped it over, put it on its little stand where we were going to do the painting, and we got it rolled over to the paint booth. Once it got to the paint booth, we had a little bit of a filling to do, filled that up. Shot some primer, a little more sanding. Well, actually a lot more sanding. We had 3 coats of primer, and almost all the primer got sanded off, filling all those little divots and nooks and crannies. And then it was time for the final color, which is a seafoam green. That went on. Everything looked great that afternoon, but the next day we came back and one side had a little bit of a splotch in it. We think it was basically from the primer in one spot was a little bit thick, and it basically soaked up some of the paint. So it was a little bit of an eyesore. We only had enough paint to paint the side. We didn't have enough paint to paint the whole thing, so we masked off just the one side, sprayed it. It looks great. I'm glad we did that. The next morning, the hull actually came over. Okay.
Tell us what you want, Dave.
Centered on the grate, so center the tail right on the grate. So once we got the hull over here to the south hangar, where we got a lot of room to work on it, everybody, it's like a beehive now with a bunch of bees buzzing around it. A lot of things are going to come together. Everything is being moved over. A lot of the parts that have been finished are now ready to be installed, or at least, you know, fitted and adjusted. We got the engine installed. Right now, basically, we just need to put the final bolts in and anchor it in for good. And what's happening is everybody's now, we're looking at hooking up the throttle system, how we're going to route things for engine controls and fuel lines and little brackets and just little small things that now are the basic end of the job here. The sides on the back. Okay, cool. We'll go for it.
And
well, we got the tail feathers put on, most of them anyway. We still have to put the elevators on, but there was a couple of adjustments in the cables. Paul's working on that right now.
oh, look at that. Amazing.
Sweet. Cool. It's getting down to the wire, and we're not going to be talking about weeks anymore. We need to be talking about days.